minutes. We're just about to commence. Standing for the national anthem, the East African anthem, and a prayer. Could I please have Flavia Nalubega, Communications Manager from Haifa International, to the podium to give us a word of prayer? Flavia, please.
Let us pray. Father in heaven, we thank you so much for this beautiful morning. We thank you so much for our chief guest. We thank you so much for our stakeholders. We thank you so much for the Haifa staff. We thank you so much for all the Haifa partners in the house. Most importantly, we thank you for the young people in the house today. The young people with great brains who are ready to innovate for the agricultural sector. Lord, we pray that you guide them, you lead them, that as they think and work hard to ensure a better future for our farmers, you are their lead and their source of knowledge. We pray that as we launch the AYuTe Africa Challenge Season 3 today, be our guide, be our lead, and may it be a success. May it open doors for the young people to come through, apply, and win these monies and use them for the right cause. In your mighty and gracious name we've prayed. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your host for the AYuTe Challenge launch, Dr. Mitch Egwang. Thank you, Solo. Thank you, Solo. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. No, that's not the energy which you need. Where's the vibe? No. Let's start again. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Now, you see, that's the energy we are talking about here. Our guest of honor, Mr. Mondo Chateka, the country director of Haifa International, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Dr. Ronnie Michegwang, and don't be misled, because I know this is a youth innovation challenge, and they probably thought, why don't you get somebody who is young to come and MC? The gray hair is not because of age. Huh? The gray hair is because of wisdom. So don't worry. I'm a firm believer that, life is full of opportunities. When I was growing up, I studied veterinary medicine. But over the years, I've ended up in communication. I've ended up in the technology sector. So I feel I'm in the right place at the right time to be able to talk about the challenges which we're facing today. And we were having a discussion with the country director. And we realized that as Africa, yes, right now, we can feed ourselves, but what about tomorrow? Why don't we have more young people excited about agriculture? Because you see, agriculture is not just about food. There's so much you can get. There's gainful employment. There's a certain look and swag which you have when you tell people that I am a digital farmer. But the question is, are there people who are excited about it? But in fact, I think, let's start the right way. How do you have conversations about things like this when you don't even know who you're sitting next to? My mother told me a simple thing: never talk to strangers. So what I want us to do is I want to do something special. For 2 minutes, I'm going to ask us all to stand up and to move around the room, because human nature usually dictates that you're sitting next to somebody whom either one you came with, is your friend, or maybe you're from the same office. What we want to do is to break that mold. One of the things you're going to see, and I think it was re-emphasized by William and I think by Flavia and Sylvester. They were saying, look, agriculture, development, and coming up with solutions for our futures can't be done in silos. You can't do it alone. You need to work together. So how do you work together with people whom you don't know? Impossible. So for 2 minutes, we're going to get up, and I want you to do this. I want you to find 3 people whom you don't know. Get their phone numbers, find out what they do, why they're doing it. Ask them, why are you here? Even ask them, are you a fluker? Huh? It's just engage, so that by the end of the day, when we're getting into these discussions, you can have these proper discussions happen. All right, in 3, 2, 1. Everybody up. New relationships, new contacts. Solo, make it happen. Hi, how are you? Who are you? Why are you? What are you?
Purchase your track today.
Solo. Just bring it low, so just keep the music there, but not too high. Bit more up. Bring it up, 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 bring it. That's it.
Purchase your track today.
Minutes to go. 2 minutes to go. New relationships, new networks. By the end of today, we want that you have created these relationships which can make a difference. All right, 1 minute to go, ladies and gentlemen. 1 minute to go. Thirty seconds, and then we'll wrap up our networking. 30 seconds. Fifteen seconds, and we kindly take our seats. Ladies and gentlemen, can I ask everybody to take their seats? Please take your seats. All right, Solomon, in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, I'd like to thank you all for taking time and in being a part of my social experiment. So now, as you sit down, I think it's evident from the moment we walked in, we had already blocked ourselves into silos, and that's the challenge with mankind. We don't like being uncomfortable. We would rather be in a comfortable space whereby I know who I'm talking to, I know what I'm doing, but to innovate, you have to break the mold. You have to be able to take that risk. And that's the first thing also when it comes to building new relationships. Now, in the last 2 to 3 minutes, I discovered that in the room I've got Obote, who is into technology, and he's into now programming. I met Joseph, a man from vet school just like myself, who's also now into technology and innovation. I met Gregory, who's also come up with all sorts of great innovations. I would not have met them if I had not opened up myself to opportunities. But guess what? The future of opportunity is in agriculture. But the problem is that we have closed ourselves off to thinking that, oh, I need a white-collar job. I have to be sitting in a swinging chair. I've got to be wearing a tie to be able to make a difference. But no, the future is out there. So how can we leverage on it? Well, we're proud that Haifa International for the last 80 years has been going out and saying, look, we need to fight hunger. We need to make sure that people can gain livelihoods and make some money in a way that is not damaging the planet. And here in Uganda, they're celebrating 42 years. And over the last, I think this is the 3rd year, they came up with an amazing challenge that is transforming Africa. Young people coming up with innovative ideas, creating a mix between agriculture and technology. Question is, do you want to be the next champion? Do you want to be the next person coming up with all sorts of great ideas? And it's not just about the money. The opportunities are for one, training. You've got a chance to be incubated whereby they're going to hold your hand and teach you. And you see, as much as they're the initiators of the idea, it doesn't mean they have all the answers. The answers actually lie with each and every single one of you. One person here is able to come up with another idea. I can leverage an idea. And the things about innovation is that innovation is not necessarily things which are totally new. It can be an incremental, it can be an enhancement to an already existing idea. So ladies and gentlemen, I think what I need to do is that I need to have a discussion with somebody who's been in this process here for quite some time. In fact, I want to call him up onto the stage. I'm going to have him pick up his microphone there. And I'm going to call him up. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like you to put your hands together and give a rock star welcome to the country director of Hi-Fi International. Please give a big round of applause to William Matovu. William, good to see you, good to see you.
That was a real rock star welcome.
No, sit for a few seconds before. Let's disrupt. Don't sit on the chair. We sit here.
Over here.
Let's break the norm. Let's break the norm.
Right.
Now, William, I know everybody when they see you, they see, there's the boss. He's wearing a tie. He's in charge of one of the biggest NGOs in Uganda, and you guys have been doing amazing stuff. And the focus has always been on the smallholder farmer, making sure that you connect them to markets, making sure that they have opportunities to grow, to make money. But now this youth challenge here, if I was to walk into this room, imagine if I was a fluker,
Yes.
and I was to sit at the back there, and I just ate your food, what would be the 3 things that you would want me to walk away from this launch here remembering? What 3 things would you want me to remember?
Dr. Mitch, before I even mentioned the 3 things, I noticed that you a vet.
Yes.
Dr. Mitch.
6 years at vet school.
And I came to know you when you practicing on media.
Yes.
So I'm just wondering, why then did you leave practicing veterinary medicine to going into media?
You know, in Uganda they say, "Akubye nyo." Tokubye nyo. Why are you beating me so much like that? I'll tell you this. This is my testimony. I actually started, and I did 6 years of vet school. And vet school, you are told to be able to learn all the different animal groups and what. And I practiced for 6 years. But when God gives you an opportunity to build other skills, I said 6 years of vet school, I've
Was
delivered
good
there.
enough. Yeah.
Then I did 6 years, I did canine medicine, I did a little bit of bovine, cows and what. Then the doors were opened up for TV and radio, and then communication. I'll shock you, I've done close to 3,500 communication projects. But I haven't run away totally from agribusiness and agriculture. Because my mother and I have 30 acres in Oyam. But again, also, I do a lot of these opportunities where I speak to young people.
Yes.
I've worked with the Agriculture Development Center, with DFCU Bank. So we've been in the space of agribusiness and innovation.
Okay.
So all is not lost. There is
Okay.
hope for us.
You're still there.
I'm still there.
These guys still need you.
No, I'm here. J&D.
Okay.
J&D.
Great. So the reason why I wanted to get your story, Dr. Mitch, was to speak to the fellow young people, for them to understand that life is about a journey. And right now, if you look at the numbers on the continent, it's quite appalling. Okay? This continent called Africa is importing food worth $100 billion US. Where is food coming from? China, Indonesia, US. So there's a great opportunity on this continent, in our view, from the Haifa perspective. Number one, we're seeing a shift whereby young people are jumping onto planes and they're flying to go to Asia or wherever they go to do cheyo. And the cheyo may not be as paying as if they choose to make a decision to invest in the ag sector. So that's one part of the problem. The other part is that the farmer on this continent is aging. Remember the number I talked about, $100 billion US going out every year to buy food. And you have an African farmer doing what? Aging. Is it okay? So the question is, there's a looming crisis. Who is going to feed this continent? So the time is right for us to be able to encourage our young people to get interested in the agriculture sector. And nobody is saying that go and get a hoe, because we're living on a continent which has transformed completely. And that's why, in our view, this challenge is extremely very important. And that's why we are saying agriculture, when you combine it with young people and combine it with technology, you're going to have a transformative continent. And that's the reason why we are having a competition called AYuTe. Agriculture, youth, and technology. So, you asked me about the three things that I would want people to get away with. From the first point I'm making, agriculture is the future for this continent. One, because that's where the opportunity lies. I've given you a number, 100 billion US dollars going away. So the challenge is, why don't we turn around the opportunity? And we have those 100 billion US dollars going into your pockets instead of spending out that money. Number two, as young people, why don't you guarantee your future? That you can be able to feed yourself as a continent, as a people. Because like they say in Uganda here, it's the young trees which make a forest. So as young people, we need to care about our future. Don't trust our future to us only. As we support you in making your future, also trust yourself with your own future. The second point, or the second takeaway I will also want to talk about is that everybody talks about Heifer as that organization which gives cows. No.
No, I think growing up, that was the perspective. You see, it was, you guys give cows, they multiply, then you grow. That's the perception. Even in the name, Heifer, that is a baby cow.
And I'm sure there are so many people who are in this room or who are listening to us on all the media platforms who are surprised. Heifer, youth, those things don't add up. So we've since changed, and I always use this phrase, from cow to capital. From cow to
capital.
And capital means many things. Capital means networks, and that's why I was very happy when you told us from the word go, get away from your comfort zone, go out and then find out a new friend. And I found a new friend, an engineer, lady engineer over here, doing wonderful stuff. She's innovating a platform that's going to connect mechanics, that's going to connect consumers of mechanical services to mechanics. If your tractor is out there in the field and it has collapsed, you don't need to make a phone call, thinking about who is the mechanic I need to go to. You just go on her platform, then you can be able to identify a mechanic that can give you value.
You see, now I'm going to connect her to Frank from Hello Tractor. He is just telling me about how he has now solutions for tractors for the country. You see how we're building networks here. AYuTe is a powerful platform already.
That's the new Heifer. The new Heifer is about capital. So we're moving from cows to
capital.
Capital. And capital for us means, yes, access to finance. It means information. It means networks. It means creating an ecosystem whereby everybody can be a winner. The third point, which I would want to make, because you asked me three things you'd want people to walk away with. We believe passionately that whatever I've talked about, point number one, maximize the opportunities within the ag sector. Point number two, moving from cow to capital. You can't do that without partnerships.
I think that was one of my opening points. I said that we can't work individualistically. We can't work as silos. You can't work as an island. What have you as Heifer International done in terms of leveraging partnerships so that you give us a crystallized example so that each and every single one of these people realize the importance of networks and the importance of partnerships?
So you mentioned Frank from Hello Tractor. Hello Tractor didn't have a footprint in Uganda. Okay, but because of partnerships, because we knew that we're not good at mechanization, but for us to be able to transform the ag sector, it's about technology, it's about mechanization. we were seeing our smallholder farmers struggling, to move from doing 1 acre to about 10 acres. And if at all you're going to move to scale, it's about technology. So Hello Tractor was here, having their own platform and service. We are here, we have farmers who have immobilized. So we moved out and then we went to Hello Tractor, and together we co-designed a product that is supporting financing, asset financing of tractors for smallholder farmers across the continent. Partnerships. Because of partnerships, we're able, and I'm seeing Kenneth here, we're able to talk to Kenneth from the MasterCard Foundation to be able to facilitate us with a grant whereby we're going to be supporting young people in Busoga sub-region to create close to about 250,000 jobs in that sub-region. Partnerships.
No, I love the fact that you're bringing out partners who actually are involved in creating jobs which are sustainable. Because I think that's a key thing. When you mention the MasterCard Foundation, they don't just want jobs, they want jobs which will be there even after the AYuTe Challenge, even after Haifa International. They must be able to keep earning. So I like this. Exactly. This is proof in the pudding. Wow. So there's an opportunity in agriculture, in agribusiness and innovation. We are moving from cow to capital, and there's an importance in partnerships.
Absolutely.
You know that I was just interrupting you on the way. You haven't even started your speech. Can I go away and allow you to speak to your people?
I've more or less made my speech, but I will do.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a big round of applause to the country director. I'm going to skip the stage and allow him just to speak, and then we'll move on to the next part of the program. Take over.
Thank you very much, Dr. Mitch. And since Dr. Mitch has gone away now, let me go to the formalities. Do I look nice when I stand in front of the podium here, or when I'm seated over here? Better here. You dictate stuff. I go by your word. Okay, so first of all, good morning, everybody. And our chief guest, Commissioner Youth, Minister of Gender, Mr. Modo, who is a friend of mine. Thank you very much for agreeing to come and grace this occasion. Our partners in the room, protocol observed, all young people in this room. We're very much excited to see you here today. Today, the 11th of July, is part of those journeys which are transformative, in my view, in our country's history. Because what we're doing is to be able to bring on top of the agenda the role of young people, the role of agriculture, the role of technology. So we're very much excited to have you in this room, and I know you're just a small portion of the many that are out there listening to us who will be interested in listening to what we are doing in this room today. Our journey with regard to AYuTe began something like 3 years back, and I'm sure Isaiah will tell us about that. In 2021, as an institution, we undertook a study across the Africa continent. And that study was to check our work that we've done with smallholder farmers across the continent for the last 50 years plus. And remember, my organization has been in existence since 1944. Okay, it was started in the US, but it had a footprint on the continent 50 years back. So we're assessing ourselves, how far have we moved in that journey? It dawned on to us that the problem which we're trying to solve, which is ending hunger and poverty while caring for the earth, we're not moving as fast as we should. But what the study revealed to us was that young people need to be at the center of that transformative journey. And the numbers were also supporting us across the continent. The numbers were indicating that close to about over 70% of the continent's population, and we are 1.3 billion people on this continent, are young people. A growing population, okay, reducing food production. The pace at which food is being produced is not matching up with how the population is growing. Okay? Then we thought and said, okay, so if at all we're going to match up in addressing that challenge, what do we need to do? So the study enabled us to discover that you have an energetic young population in the continent. Okay? You have a continent which has close to about 24% of its land being arable. Okay? But what we were missing in that matrix was technology. So we said, if you get agriculture, combine it with the energetic young people, combine it with the youth, it's going to cause the transformation of this continent. And subsequently, AYuTe was born. And AYuTe is an acronym of agriculture, youth, and technology. So our belief is that if you combine those three variables, it's going to, number one, create the job opportunities that all of us are crying for on the continent, because agriculture is the biggest employer of our people on this continent. Number two, we'll make a leapfrog, because with technology, you are able to make things efficient, effective, and also you can make them cool. And that's what young people are interested in. So we began this competition as a platform to be able to identify innovative young Africans who can be able to bring solutions that are addressing the challenges that a farmer on the continent is facing. And that's why for us, you as young people being in this room, as many as you are, is extremely very important. We think we are giving you a platform so that you can be able to showcase your energetic, your energy, your innovation, but also to be able to connect you to resources that can enable you to create the jobs we are crying for on the continent, so that yourself and your fellow other young people can live a dignified life. Why don't you clap for Heifer? So far we've run this competition. This is the third series. But in all the series where we've run this competition, we've been able to identify very bright and innovative innovations. And some of them were even just innovation, which were just being innovation. And we've been able to incubate them, and some of them have gone onto the market. And I'm sure later on we're going to be having testimonies of some of those innovations that we've been able to incubate. But we're excited to have you in the room. We're excited to be able to have the partnership with you, have the partnership with a number of other actors who can enable us to walk this journey that can be able to enable us transform the continent, because that's what all of us desire. I always sign out by giving an example. And this is to show you the opportunity that we have. This continent, Africa, contributes 69% of the cocoa cocoa beans that are turned into chocolates. Is it okay? And when you look at the numbers, the total value of the chocolate industry currently is about 136 billion US dollars. And it's projected to be around 191, 198 billion US dollars by 2028. Okay? But you know what value comes back onto the continent? 2% of the figures I've talked about. 2%. And everybody here eats a chocolate. So why don't we maximize the opportunity that AYuTe provides to enable that we can stimulate the innovation that all of you have as young people, so that we can be able to transform our continent's agriculture sector, and that we are able to create the jobs, and then that we are able to live a dignified life as we wish as a continent. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Looking forward to partner with you on AYuTe, and looking forward to be as partners as we continue to transform our continent. Thank you very much. And may God bless you.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a big round of applause to the country director of Heifer International, Mr. William Matovu. Thank you so much.
I think, Mitch, I win I win a prize for myself to walk away from the stage,
Yes,
right?
in fact, let's give him a round of applause. I'm buying you breakfast. Huh?
Thank you, sir.
Chichi chonywa. Huh?
Chompa.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we've heard from the country director, but they say that a picture tells 1,000 words. So I'd like you to direct your eyes to the screen as we watch the story of From Cow to Capital. It's important probably to have a right mix of individuals on this stage to help us put that into perspective. So I'd like us to welcome on a panel one of the winners of one of the past AYuTe challenges. But you see, we don't just give you money. What we do is that we also empower you with skills. So I'm also going to invite somebody who is one of the facilitators in the incubation process, teaching you financial literacy, understanding you how to scale up your business, because you could have a great idea and it would be wonderful if it's working just from your living room. But imagine now if all of a sudden you have 100 customers, 1,000, 10,000, 1,000,000 customers. How do I do it? What are the processes? What are the challenges? What are the pitfalls? So I'd like to invite somebody also to be able to come and take us through that process. So please witness testimonies from some of the past winners, and then we'll constitute the panel. Videos, please.
My name is Okoche Samuel Peter, a proud alumnus of AYuTe Africa Challenge Season 2. Guess what? AYuTe Africa Challenge Season 3 is back. And this year, every innovator who makes it to the top 15 will have a chance to partake in the grand prize of the challenge. In 2023, I participated in AYuTe Africa Challenge Uganda Season 2, where I emerged victorious as the overall winner with my innovation, the Smart Cocoa Brewder. The grant from AFA International was a turning point in my innovation journey. It was able to transform my innovation from a prototype level into a commercial product. We were able to set up a standard production unit in the district of Mbarara, where we're currently doing production. In the workshop, we have acquired state-of-the-art technologies and machinery to help us with our commercial production. We have been able to employ 5 active employees at our workshop premises and created jobs for dozens of youths in the raw material supply value chain. To date, we have expanded our reach to most of the regions in Uganda, which includes Lira, Barara, and the Greater Teso. This is where our impact has been felt the most, as is the regions where poultry is being done a lot in Uganda. In June 2024, I participated in AYuTe Africa Next Generation Challenge. In this challenge, we were nominated from a group of 100 youth from all over Africa, and the grand finale happened in Kigali, Rwanda. It has been a learning opportunity for me, and I really appreciate EFA International for offering such opportunity to the youth of Africa. I was able to network with fellow innovators from countries like Kenya, Nigeria, and Rwanda and share ideas. This has improved my level of thinking about my innovation, has improved my capacity of working more in the innovation. To my fellow innovators, especially women out there, your dreams are valid, your ideas are valid, your innovations are valid. I encourage you to apply for AYuTe Africa Challenge Uganda Season 3. Don't underrate your idea. Together, let us change Uganda.
Hello, my name is Dr. Aina Samantha, a co-founder from Fraser Nanotech. We were privileged to come up as the second runners-up for the AYuTe Challenge Season 2. At Fraser Nanotech, we provide a solution for fruit farmers and vendors, small-scale farmers in particular, with the opportunity to preserve their fruits and vegetables for an extended 30 days. So we sell this formulation in sachets to the farmers, and they're able to incorporate it in their produce and have their fruits and vegetables preserved longer. And this enables the farmers to have even a greater profit margin from their produce. At Fraser Nanotech, we've engaged with 120 farmers, and most of them double as fruit farmers and vendors as well. We've been able to employ 10 youth, of which 6 are part-time and 4 are full-time. We've employed them as chemists, legal advisors, engineers, and we look to scale up and employ even more youth in the future. I'd love to see more young people, especially the women, participate in this challenge. It has given us great opportunities as Fraser. We've been able to scale, we've been able to meet like-minded people, interact with them, find partnership opportunities, and we've also been able to expose our innovation and hence create a footprint in our market space.
We were thrilled to be selected from 100 applicants across.
Samuel, I want you to stop by the country director. Just go back down there and pick up a microphone on the way. Let's give them a big round of applause as they come on up. Wow. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I am proud to have here 2 winners. I think they deserve a huge round of applause than that, huh? We are sitting in the midst of innovation royalty right now. It's great to have you guys here, and we've seen your stories. We are so mesmerized by them. I think in the essence of being a true gentleman, they say ladies first. So Samantha, I heard the story, I saw the videos, but me, I want to ask the hard questions. Number 1, are you making money now? Okola sente. Yeah? Is there a future financially in innovation? And I think that's the challenge that a lot of young people have. That a lot of these challenges, yes, you learn things, but tofunamu. So I need you to give these young people hope that there is light at the end of the tunnel. So tell me about the financial journey. Tell me about how you're doing now. Tell me about where you started from and where you are now and what it looks like in the future, financially.
Okay, thank you very much. I'd like to reintroduce myself. As of last week, I'm now Dr. Ainembaba's Samantha. Yes.
I'm very sorry, doctor. Forgive me. You see, the problem with we doctors is that when we study, we want to remind everybody else that they didn't study. It is okay. So, since you're speaking to Dr. Mitch, it is okay. Dr. Ainembabazi, please tell me now your financial journey.
Yes, so as of last year, season 2, after the AYuTe challenge, season 2, 2023, we had not yet hit the market, actually. So, Heifer International, through the AYuTe challenge, found us at the point where we had not yet gone to market. But after we got the grand prize and took the money, we were able to scale. We're able to scale in our production, and we're able to go through the process of certification, and we're also able to actually come up with 2 other products. So we do not only have the sachet now, we have the freezer bags and the stickers. So yes, we have actually just hit the market recently and are making some money. So yes, there is hope for innovators to actually earn from their innovations. I think my advice would be to be patient, because you may not be as quick as you hope, especially if you're coming up with something good, something credible. But eventually with time, you will definitely earn from your innovation. So as Fraser, we have currently hit the market, and we're very proud that now you can find us on market, and now we are selling not just 1 product, which is a sachet, but actually 3 products, which is a sachet, the Fraser bag, and the stickers.
Amazing
Thank you
stuff.
very much.
Amazing stuff. Let's give a round of applause for that. Huh? Samuel, ole, kubanga, itie. You have to switch it on. No, it's okay. He knows innovation. I'm sure he can switch the mic on. If you can't switch on the mic, then we shall ask you to refund our money. No, just long press. Aha. Itie, kubanga.
Okay.
You know, we are speaking American English, so you people need to catch up with this story. I want your question is a bit different from Dr. Samantha's. Yours is about the skills that you acquired during the process, and a lot of innovators, yes, they know what they know, and somebody once told me something very simple, that for you to be successful in any business or any initiative, you have to do 2 things. There are actually 3 things. Number 1, know what you know and know it well. Number 2, know what you don't know. And then number 3, know someone who knows what you don't know. And this is what Heifer International, together with the AYuTe Challenge, are bringing to the table. They bring together partners who can fill your gaps in terms of knowledge, financial literacy, scaling up, technology, and probably even making your product commercially viable. So I want to find out from your experience, what are the things which you picked up? What are the unique skills that you picked up from this process, which now are helping you to become more successful in your journey?
Thank you so much, Dr. Minchu. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Coach Samuel Peter. I completed my engineering degree in May from Barara University. So I'm an electrical engineer by profession. Before I answer your question, Doctor, let me remind you of a short story. 7 years ago, we met somewhere at Dr. Bote College when you were the MC for Stanbic National School Championships. I'm one of the young men you met in that competition.
Now you see how stories turn full cycle. Let me come and shake your hand. I've just been told by the guest of honor that I also have to call him engineer. Huh? So let's give a round of applause to engineer and doctor. But I think our guest of honor and also country director William, this is the motivation we need to young people. ideas can start from here and end up on the tables, end up in shops. But I want to hear from you, Samuel, now. From Dr. Bote College in Lira, you are now here in Kampala. What are the skills you picked up to be able to help you on that journey?
Thank you so much. So a year ago, I applied for AYuTe Challenge in Uganda. And prior to that, I was trained as an engineer. Engineers are technical people, which means you do more of the technical work. You don't know a lot about management, leadership, financial skills, and all that. But winning AYuTe Challenge came with a challenge to me as an individual, in a way that I had to manage a bigger team that I have on board. And there are skills I didn't have before. Much as I'm technical, but to succeed in innovation, you need more than the technical skills. You need financial skills, leadership and management skills. I'm so happy that I was enrolled into MIT mentorship program that's under HEFA, and it was a 6-month-long program where I learned a lot on leadership and management, and this has greatly improved my life as an individual. Right now, we are moving forward as a company. We have a company, and I have my team behind there. I decided to bring all of them here today so that they can witness firsthand what HEFA is doing for the youth of Africa. Yes, I've learned a lot. It's been a big opportunity for me. And right now, I can say I've become a better manager than I was before. Thank you so much.
Dr. Samantha, I want to hear your personal testimony about the skill sets that you enhanced or probably picked up along the way, but I also want to understand how much further can your innovation be pushed? Or are you sitting back and saying, okay, Ntuse, I'm here, I have made money, I am a doctor, I am already producing, no more. So I want to understand, are you still pushing the envelope? Are you still challenging yourself? And are you still trying to address the challenges of agriculture in Africa? Because we are not yet where we want to be. So tell me what you're doing as an individual, and if your journey is still continuing or you have arrived.
Okay, thank you very much. I'll start by saying some of the skills I picked up from my experience with this, with the challenge, the AYuTe challenge, and with HEFA International is collaboration. I really learned the art and the advantage that comes with collaboration. And I thank God that HEFA is a true partner. They do not only give you the money, but they really go down and see how you can make your innovation work and how you can move forward. So I really learned to truly collaborate. I actually do have a co-founder who's at the back, Mugisha Arnold Gift. So we've worked together, but having HEFA on our team as well has pushed us even further. And I think we've even learned the art of patience as well, like I mentioned earlier. As an innovator, I know young people were very eager to go out there and make change, but one thing we should carry is patience. If we want to come up with something that's good, something that will last, we have to really learn how to be patient. And when it comes to Fraser, we haven't arrived. We have so much that we want to do. We have so much more that we want to do. We were recently in Rwanda for the Regionals Challenge. And one thing that we noticed is that there's a lot more market space that we're willing to infiltrate as Fraser. So we want to go further than Uganda. We want to go to other places in Africa to interact with more farmers in Africa and take our product there as well, because we know that post-harvest losses affect everyone, every farmer. So we want to extend into new market spaces. And obviously that comes with scaling up with production. So we want to, of course, produce more of our product and move to those market spaces as well. So yeah, we haven't arrived. We know that there is still room to go into further spaces. And right now we're working with fruits and vegetable farmers. But of course, with time, we want to go to even the farmers that produce cereals. yeah, we know that that's also a potential market space. So we want to go to farmers that produce cereals. We also want to move to flowers, horticulture. So we're extending and spreading our wings with time, but we shall get there. Yeah, thank you.
Wonderful, wonderful. Let's give her a round of applause. I'm going to ask you, Dr. Samantha, to think of one closing statement and probably words of inspiration to inspire the young people in the room and everybody probably who will watch this subsequent to it being broadcast. And I'll come to Samuel, Engineer Samuel, and I'll ask you a unique question. And I'll say, look at your innovation and tell me what more can be done to make it better. But while you're doing that, I'm going to spin the question also and ask, because yes, it can be improved, but think of all the other people who are facing challenges in their innovation journey. Tell me about your challenges. Which challenges did you face? Because someone once said that, you see, you can learn so much more from the challenges and the failures that I had than you blowing hot air about all the great things that you've done. So tell me about those challenges and how you managed to overcome them, and probably even how Haifa International, through the AYuTe challenge, managed to assist you to overcome those challenges.
Thank you so much. Let me start by giving a brief overview about our innovation. The Smart Cocoa Brooder is an automatic temperature and lighting control system using a unique technology of infrared to provide heating for the chicks in a brooder room and lighting. Currently, the system is automatic in a way that it can automatically send you a message notifying you of the brooder room conditions. And as a farmer, you don't have to be in the farm all the time to monitor your chicks. You can go and do your other business, and the system does the work automatically for you. So this is a system that has just moved beyond prototyping level. When we applied for AYuTe in July last year, we were simply at prototyping level. We didn't have a product, but right now we have a commercial product. Today we are exhibiting one behind there. It's already in the market and it's ready for use, but we are not yet there in terms of perfection. We have a dream that this system should one day be having cameras incorporated, should be having artificial intelligence incorporated, and also smart monitoring. That's the mobile app. So in terms of innovation, we are going there step by step, but what we have right now is good enough in terms of the functional requirements. Being a young leader in agri-tech, yeah, I've faced a number of challenges, notably being in a team and having a big team. There'll always be team conflict, and as a leader, you really have to know how to handle that. Because if the team gets divided at the end of the day, the innovation might as well end there. Because we are gifted differently. In a team, you might have people who are good at preaching, people who are good at technical work, people who are good at finance. So it's good to allow everyone in the team to utilize their talents for the common good of the innovation. So AFA has come in to help us as a team, especially with the trainings we've been having, the leadership and management skills, and all that, and that has really helped our innovation. It has pushed us, of course, as a team. They reached a point where we got divided over a few things, but I'm glad that we are united and we are one big team again. So my team behind, I really appreciate you for the unity we have shown and for the good work we are showing. Thank you.
Wow. Dr. Samantha, closing words of inspiration. You have your moment here to make believers of people in the room and beyond the room.
One thing I'll tell the young innovators out there is to be as delusional as possible. Don't limit yourself. I know that there are very many barriers along the way, and I know that once you carry a vision, very few people can see that vision. You're the only person that knows what you have envisioned in your mind. So don't feel bad when you present that vision to someone and they do not see it, or they see the loopholes in it. That will actually help you filter who should be on your team and who should not be on your team. So be as delusional as possible. envision something really great and really big. Sometimes it may seem out of its times, but still go ahead and put down a prototype, put down the idea, and then filter the kind of team that you want to be by your side. And once you get the perfect team, then you're good to go. Yes, that's what I'll say.
Thank you so much. Let's give a round of applause to Dr. Samantha. Ladit Engineer Samuel, give me your words of inspiration to these young people.
To my fellow young people who are in the room today and those who are watching us online, I would like to encourage you all to believe in your ideas. It might take long for your idea to break through. Like for our story, the Smart Cocoa Brewder, this is an idea that we developed in year 1 when we joined campus. It took us almost 3 years to break through. We'd apply for challenges, we wouldn't win, but we didn't give up on our idea. We knew the potential it had in changing Uganda, in changing the lives of the smallholder farmers. So I'm encouraging you all not to give up on your ideas, believe in your ideas, work on improving your ideas, and one day you are going to get a breakthrough. One day you are going to be there. And that one day could be this year in the AYuTe 2024. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, round of applause, Engineer Samuel and Dr. Samantha. Round of applause as they take their seats. Solo, give them some music as they walk down. Vibe, Moana. Vibe, vibe. No sleeping. Team, no sleep. Let's clap for them as they take their seats. Wow. Now you see, at times you don't know how much of an impact these different innovations and these different challenges will have on different people. I actually had no idea that I had met Samuel close to almost a decade ago in high school. But while he was speaking, I thought back to the moment, and I'll tell you the truth, when I met all the young people, it was a training program. It was, I think, for soft skills, teaching people how to be able to articulate their perspectives, and just basically molding them to be more self-expressive. Back then, I'll tell you the truth, in the room there were very few. I could not even single any person out. Fast forward almost 10 years later, a winner of the AYuTe challenge, a young innovator who is driving change and being able to stand and speak on behalf of agri-tech. Now that gives you pride and shows you that there's potential in each and every single one of you. But the question is, how did they get here? You can have the ideas, but you see, you are usually what they call a diamond in the rough. So you need people to be able to handhold, people to be able to chisel away at your challenges and be able to refine your attributes and characteristics. So it's my great pleasure to welcome onto the stage 3 of the different organizations who are working together with Haifa International through the AYuTe Challenge to be able to deliver the next generation of young agri-techpreneurs. Please welcome from Mbarara University of Science and Technology, Dr. Medad. Big round of applause as he wakes his way. From Hive Collab, please welcome Donna Sava. And from Makere Unipod, Louis Chironde. Donna, I'm a firm believer of being a true gentleman as usual, so it's ladies first, and seeing that your top matches with the microphone, then I have to hit it to you first. So what is Hive Collab and what do you do? What part do you play in the value system of helping the next generation of young agri-techpreneurs?
Thank you so much, Mick. Good morning, Mitch, sorry, Dr. Mitch. And good morning, everyone. Like Mitch has just said, my name is Donna Sava, and I'm a Programs and Projects Lead at Hive Collab. Hive Collab is an innovation and incubation hub. Basically, what we do more of incubation or incubating the youth, and providing BDS services, training, capacity building, mentorship, coaching, and training here and there, and hands-on support to the different youth out there. So I don't know if many of you know about the innovation hubs, but there are quite a number of innovation hubs in the country, and Hive Collab happens to be the #1 innovation hub in this country. So we were born way back in 2010, and what we do, what we have done, or what we continue to do, we continue to support or to incubate different startups or youth out there. I can see in the room a number of our, youth that we've supported, and we continue to, do the same. So for those out there who have not been to Hive Collab, we are located on Kanjocha Street, Kanjocha House, and we provide co-working space. So if you're out there and maybe you're already having your prototype and just, you just need space where to come and, sit and be able to explore and grow, your business or idea into a fully fledged, business. I think Hive Collab has got the space for you. We also have a maker space for all those who are at, still at ideation or prototyping stage. You can come and use our, maker space.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll ask Dr. Medad. So, what are you doing at Imbara University, and how are you contributing to helping young people become more innovative and open their minds up?
Thank you so much, Dr. Mitch. Dr. Medad Twinamasko, the Director of Innovations and Technology Transfer at Imbara University of Science and Technology. At MUST, we are trying to change the narrative because, as you know, traditional universities have always had a closed-in system of training, but not looking at how we can make this training appealing and more rewarding to creating entrepreneurs and training the youth for a better world. So at MUST, the Center for Innovation and Technology Transfer, we are proud to say that we are the only institutionalized unit in a university that coordinates the faculties, the projects, and the clubs of students in innovation. We are mandated by the University Council from 2018 to ensure that we promote a multidisciplinary innovation ecosystem that promotes innovations and commercialize them. And we have arranged quite a number of phases of innovation and commercialization. We start from ideation. After ideation, we train the youth into skills and prototype development. We take them into product development and commercialization. And we have opened this up in different platforms, including agro-hack bootcamps. We also have agro-entrepreneurship challenges. We also have hackathons. We arrange this at micro level and then partner with other institutions, especially now, like you see, Hive International, and we take it at macro level. And we appreciate the work that Hive International is doing, especially promoting our youth. We're so glad that the Smart Cocoa Brothers, after going through the trainings at MUST, they were able to make a competitive pitch at the stage and were able to make this happen and get the award. And we have quite a number of other enthusiastic young men who, unfortunately, universities keep in the classroom, but when you give them the potential of exploring what they have, you'll be shocked. And at MUST, what we do, we start from the problem and generate a solution, not starting from a solution and then you are looking for a problem. So we are looking for those critical challenges in the communities that we can contribute to, and we open up thematic areas in line with what is critically pressing society. So as a result, at MUST, we've seen quite a number of innovations coming up, especially particularly in agriculture. I don't want to go into other areas because this is mainly focusing in agriculture, but we are the epitome of COVIDX, which became the center stage in the country. But in agriculture particularly, we have many innovations that are facilitating the development of the agricultural sector in terms of production. We also move ahead to see how best we can create value addition, and we have fascinating innovations in that.
post-harvest handling. As I was talking to Dr. Mitch this morning, we are innovating, and also I talked to the country director. We have students who have really been passionate about facilitating processes for crop production. We are the very first people in the country to innovate an organic NPK fertilizer, which is yet to be commercialized, and that will save the country about $339 million, which we have been spending in terms of importing artificial fertilizers that are detrimental to our environment, but also creating hazards of unaffordability in the community. But we are also having students lined up who have come up with a hand tractor to create a midpoint between high-level mechanization, but also getting away from rudimentary tools in agriculture. So we have students who are really thinking day and night. Smart Cuckoo Brooder is making us proud because they have now created a solution to what has been happening in the poultry farming sector, with many chicks dying as a result of depending on charcoal and firewood. But now we see that kind of approach of getting away from the technology that is detrimental to the environment, getting into space where we can offer solution. So there are many that are up there in the store, and we'll continue partnering with HAIF International to make sure that we pull these out to the market so that the youth can actually have employment. And that is also helping to address unemployment. As you know, in the country, where universities are graduating many students every year, about 700,000 graduates every year, but only 90,000 jobs able to be performed formally every year. And therefore, we have to change the narrative and see how best we can achieve and break that kind of gap of seeing more unemployed youth by making them more entrepreneurs and taking them to center stage to make the world move. Thank you, HAIF International.
Great. Let's give a round of applause to Dr. Medad from Mbara University. You see, if you remember the three things that the country director talked about, the third aspect about our inability as individuals or as organizations to be able to deliver on any target or even to innovate or even to succeed when you're solo. There's a need for partnerships, there's a need to work together. And that's why we are speaking to Hive Collab, we're speaking to Mbara University. But I'd love to hear now from Louis. And I want to understand, Louis, so what is Mac Unipod and what do you do? And what value do you bring to this discussion?
Thank you very much.
Hey, dude, what type of voice is that now? Huh? These are the people who want to get me out of my job. Huh? Please change his microphone, make him sound like me. Huh? No, but seriously, Louis, what do you do at Mac Unipod?
Thank you very much. My name is Louis Chironde. I'm here representing Dr. Kathy, the managing director. Personally, I'm a media editor there. And I'm so happy to be here and being a youth and also representing an innovation pod for the youth. So I think it's a credit for me. The Mac Unipod was established in 2022 by the Makerere University and launched in January this year, 2024, in partnership with UNDP under the Timbuktu initiative. And mainly the pod is about supporting young people, young innovators out there to bring their ideas to a final product. Mainly our vision is to look at ideas moving from paper, I should say, to the actual product. So mainly we are about scaling businesses in agribusiness, in health, and many other sectors. But since we are mainly here concerning about agriculture, we've worked with a number of students that are dealing in agriculture and innovations. And I've also not moved alone, actually. I've moved with a number of students. You can wave to us. Yeah, they need to know you. Yes, these are all innovators from the Mac Unipod. And basically, that is what we are doing. And we are promoting research. Our primary people we are looking at are students mainly, but also looking at the staff in the university and the community out there. That's how we are operating at the Mac Unipod. Yes. The other thing we are doing is promotion and awareness. We are helping students in innovators, I should say, innovators in promoting their businesses there are different projects in agriculture. If it's an innovative project, or it's a business in agriculture, or it's an improvement. We have quite a number of projects. We have a project of soya bean. This is a research project, and there are different categories, different seeds that were developed within the university. Now we are trying to promote these seeds to reach out to the community. They are adaptive to the community, and they grow faster, so improving on the food. We do partnerships and linkages, and I think that's why we are here. Most of the things we are doing is to partner with other stakeholders, including the private sector, including the government, to see that these young minds that are working inside the laboratories can actually come out and bring their ideas to the society. Commercialization of innovation, policy and legal framework. We have a challenge in policies, mostly when I'm also an innovator. And most of the time when we are creating there, we are shadowed away from the policies, how to approach in business, how to manage a business. So these are some of the things we are doing, and we do this in organizing trainings for students, workshops and all, so that we get our innovators to that level where they can present themselves, stand up for themselves, and also pitch and get funding. Thank you very much.
Wow, let's give a big round of applause to Louis Chironde, Donna Sava, and Dr. Medad from Mbarara University. Give a big round of applause to all of them. Thank you very much. This is the essence of partnerships. This is the essence of incubation. We are not just going to give you an opportunity to walk away with money, but we're also going to put you in the right place, frame of mind, help you understand, help you be able to grow and to advance your products. Thank you very much. Let's give them a round of applause as they take their seats. So, you've seen some of the past winners. You've seen the people who are tasked with empowering these young people with the right tools, with the right skills. But what about the process? What happens? How does this happen? How am I going to be selected? What are they looking for when it comes to a winning idea? Does it have to have the right balance of agri versus tech, or tech versus agri? What are the things that are the ingredients to success if I'm to actually apply for this year's AYuTe challenge? So it's my pleasure, ladies and gentlemen, to welcome somebody who's been walking the journey. He's in charge of business development at Haifa International. Please welcome Issa Ainemagara. Big round of applause. So Issa, I don't think you should stand here because it's very restrictive, and we are young people, and I want us to be able to engage. I just want to find out, first of all, how excited are you about the future of Africa when it comes to innovation in the agri-tech space?
I think very excited would be an understatement, because the stories that have been told here already show a very clear example of where we are going. The numbers are very clear. The demand is there. The market is there for innovations. And we are always talking about youth unemployment. And the support is there. You've seen the partners. They are willing to take you on. So what a time to be a young person in this country.
Oh, yeah. What a time to be a young person. Are you saying I'm old? Huh? You see, that's the problem with giving. When I was speaking with Issa, I found out, first of all, that he went to a school called St. Mary's College, Kisubi, Smack. I went to Namnyango College. So we've always had that rivalry. Huh?
Mitch, don't start it.
It's okay, let me go away. Big round of applause for Issa, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Mitch. Where are the young people in the house? Great, great, great. So I think a lot has been said about the AYuTe Africa Challenge. I think you all have now a clear idea about what it is. But now we want to bring it closer home. And now I'm speaking to the young people who will probably apply for the opportunity. So I'm going to walk you through the process of the challenge, how it is structured, and then the criteria that we need to follow for you to be able to qualify to even apply for the opportunity. And then I'll also be sharing with you some of the prizes and opportunities that are available once you go through our pipeline. So I'm sorry to bore you. We are going to present something here. We're going to put up a presentation because I don't want you to miss out on anything. I could easily just talk through it, but just to be sure that you will see it, you will see the information clear and take some notes. We decided to present it. So this is how the process is. Today we are in a media launch, and the purpose of this media launch is to ensure that we get the message out to as many young innovators as possible. So today with us, the major media houses in Uganda, we are doing social media, and we also invited you so that on top of getting the information firsthand, you're also ambassadors of other young people that you left behind. So this, of course, the second step is the application process, which opens today, and then we'll close by 8th of August. And then after the application, we'll go through a screening process. And this screening process is led by a panel of judges. What we do is that we patch up a group of judges who come from the youth development space, who come from the banking sector, representatives from some of the agri-techs that are already established, who understand the journey very well. And then also this whole process is audited. We work with RSM Eastern Africa to ensure that there's transparency in the whole process. Yeah, so after we've done the screening and selected the top 25 innovations out of, 200, 300 applications, we then go into an incubation phase. Because all of you are at different levels of development of your innovation, so we come into one space and then help you to fine-tune your innovation, but also bring other people in the space. And the other people we bring in are service providers, BDS, business development service providers, people who will support you in business registration, people, and that is URSB. We bring in URA because the moment you begin innovating, that means you're creating value, and so the government needs something back. So we bring in URA to guide you, as well as other mentors. So after this incubation process, and we feel you're now ready, again, we now go into pitching. In previous editions, we've actually done televised pitching, where we screen live on TV, so that you also inspire other people as you're doing that. Yeah, but of course, the way we do it is that, of course, there's also criteria for pitching. You talk about your innovation and how it is going to impact smallholder farmers. And then, of course, that determines whether you go through to the next stage or not. But of course, as you also heard here, whether you make it past a certain level, of course, matters, but it doesn't mean that you've lost out, because we still keep in touch with you. One of the things we are very intentional about is to build an ecosystem of innovators. There are innovators who came to us in the first season of AYuTe, and when they dropped out, they went back and fine-tuned. They didn't really get disappointed, but they went ahead and fine-tuned and came back in the next season, and some of them were actually able to get support from us. So the other thing we do is due diligence. There are two things. One is property rights or intellectual property. Some people, and we've experienced this before, someone will come and claim an innovation is theirs, and yet it belongs to someone else or another entity. So we do due diligence to ensure that you are the rightful owner of that innovation, okay? But of course, at another level, once we have earmarked you to win the funds, we also make sure that we visit you in the field where you're located to ensure that your technology actually works. It is not something you're just cooking and exciting all of us, but it's something that really works. So that due diligence is not really standalone. It cuts across right from the moment when you begin the applications. It is integrated through all these steps. And then finally, when we are satisfied with your innovation, that it qualifies, then we go into an award ceremony something bigger than this, where we award you, and then after that, of course, we go into post-competition support. We don't stop at giving you the funds, but also hand-holding you. And we've also learned lessons along the way. The incubation I talked about is not enough, but then how do we partner with some of the colleagues you saw here to give you specialized support in your innovation or business? And already as HIFA, we have some partners on some of our projects. For example, we work with CURAD, which is a consortium of university responsiveness to agribusiness development. They have facilities in specific districts and can support you to fine-tune some of your products. But also, as I said, some of the partners here have that specialized support, and so they continue hand-holding you. But of course, also the other thing we do is that we do go into an MOU with you so that we are sure that the funds that have been given to you are being utilized for the rightful purpose. And that purpose is usually enshrined in a business plan that we do together with you, and then go into the next steps. So that is how the competition architecture looks like. And those are some of the key dates that you need to take note of. So the other thing is the eligibility criteria. Does anyone really have to apply? Is it open to everyone? So we are guided by criteria. One, you must be a Ugandan. It's a Ugandan competition. Probably what we didn't tell you is that AYuTe is a region-wide competition. There are certain countries where we operate, like Kenya, Nigeria, Rwanda, and so on, Ethiopia, where this competition is already running. So, and also because the space or the context is different for each country. So that's why we kind of toned down to have in-country competitions, because countries face different challenges. For example, I think Kenya might be at a higher level in terms of the ecosystem support they give to innovators. They're really, for those of you who have been there, they are at another level. So if you pull people in just one category to compete, then other people will not be pulled up. So you must be a Ugandan based here. You must be an innovator who is age 18 to 35. I think by our constitutions, you know that 18 to 35 is what we define as youth. And then your innovation must be a startup under 3 to 2 years. Okay, we don't want to support very mature innovations that probably have already gained some market traction. So we are interested at the lower end of the ecosystem. Yeah, and you must be working with smallholder farmers. We don't really just want to hear stories about how beautiful your innovation is. At the end of the day, we want an innovation that works for smallholder farmers, that is going to help them to be better or to work more efficiently. Yeah, and really this innovation must be disruptive, guys. Don't just regurgitate whatever you see on the internet and come and present it as something innovative. I think what you might all agree to is that we have real challenges in this country with our smallholder farmers, things to do with post-harvest handling, productivity, and so on. So what is that new innovation that you bring on board that has not been done before, okay? Yeah, you must also demonstrate that there is demand among the smallholder farmers. So it must be something that is market viable, because we don't want to support you and then your innovation just ends there. There's no demand for it. So it must be something that farmers are yearning for. And then finally, it must be definitely affordable, because for you to be able to sell and be sustainable in the market, then the technology has to be it has to be affordable by your client base. And then the last slide is how do we participate then? So we are making it, we want to be as flexible as possible. We are not going to ask you to write a 50-page proposal to us, no? So we want to make it as easy as possible. We want you to record a 2-minute video explaining what this innovation is, what problem is it solving, and then how much funding you need in order to bring this, to scale up this innovation. And then once this video is ready, and then please try to be audible enough. We've been reviewing some of these videos in previous competitions, and someone is in a very noisy environment, you can't make out what they're trying to say, and yet what they're actually presenting is good. but then that knocks them out. So try to make sure that it is, and you guys make very nice videos. We see you on TikTok, we see you on your statuses. So for these important things, please make sure that they are clear. And then once your video is ready, you then send to that WhatsApp number. We'll be sharing with you some materials. Kindly follow us on our social media sites. Right now there's a lot of buzz around AYuTe, and so those numbers will be there. We also have a link, a dedicated link on a website, ayute.africa/Uganda, where there's a link that gives you a Google form that you'll fill and then talk about your innovation. So those are the two opportunities where you can apply from. And then what are the prizes? Who wants to win some money? Mitch, even you? This young person. So this year, the top innovator will take home 50 million Uganda shillings. The first runner-up will take home 25 million Uganda shillings. Second runner-up, 10 million. But then we also have a special category for women to encourage, because one of our learnings is that women have really not been participating in this challenge. But also overall, when you look at the ecosystem, when you also speak to other people who are running similar challenges, not so many women participate. So we want to encourage them by putting a special category, and the winner will take 3.5. But still, a lady can be the overall winner. So I don't want you guys to just look at that and think that, oh, why are they giving women 3.5? It's just a way of encouraging women to apply. And then the other thing we are going to do that is different this time around is usually we enlist the top 25, and then we only award like the top 5. But this time around, if you break through the top 25 into the top 15, you will not go away empty-handed. You'll walk away with 2 million shillings, and we will still help you to refine your innovation. But then the top 5 later on will be the ones to take a share of that. Yeah, so I think that is what I had to share with you. Mitch?
Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a big round of applause to Issa. Thank you, Issa. Issa, I'd like you to do me an honor and hand that microphone over to the country director, because the shoes that are next cannot be filled by me. He needs to introduce our guest of honor.
Yeah,
so let's give him a round of applause as he steps down.
I know, Dr. Mitch, you're going to give me some vibe as I invite the...
DJ, can you put some music on as the country director introduces our guest of honor? But bring it down low slightly.
So with all the honors, I would want to welcome and invite our guest of honor, the Commissioner for Youth, Minister of Gender, Mr. Mondo Chateka. Good enough. Mr. Mondo is a very great friend of mine. So, and I'm sure all of you, in some way, you've interacted with Mr. Mondo. Looking forward to hear the very many nice words I know Mr. Mondo you always speak. Over to you, Mr. Mondo. Most welcome. A round of clap for Mr. Mondo.
Thank you very much, William, my good friend, Dr. Mitch. We have been talking about innovation. So my innovation will be to sit here and talk to you. At the ministry, we have been talking about revival of the fireplace. The fireplace where elders sit with the young people and talk about things that matter. So I hope you don't mind me sitting here and doing what I was invited here to do. Dr. Mitch, let me clarify that I don't know about Namiryango or Kisubi. I know about the only college that produced the first Prime Minister of the Republic of Uganda, but also produced the immediate outgoing Prime Minister of the Republic of Uganda, but also produced a president who was a president twice in this country, and that's where I pay my allegiances. I don't know about Nabiango College and these others. And if that hurts anybody, it's okay. You can go and hang.
But Mr. Mondosa, you haven't told us which college that is. We are very interested in knowing.
Of course, it's only one, Soka College Mwiri. It produced the first Prime Minister, Dr. Bote, who became the president. He was ousted, then came back as the president. Then it also produced Dr. Ruhakana Rugunda, among others. Dr. Mish, if you produce your next child, take that child there. The country director, Haifa International, my good friend William. The young innovators and creators, the media fraternity, ladies and gentlemen. It is a pleasure to be here today at the launch of the AYuTe Africa Challenge Uganda, 3rd edition, an initiative that promises to transform the landscape of agricultural innovation and youth empowerment in our nation, Africa, and the world at large. Ladies and gentlemen, the mandate of the Ministry of Gender, Labor, and Social Development is to, among others, mobilize and empower communities to harness their potential while protecting the rights of vulnerable population groups. The Ministry promotes labor productivity and employment, social protection, gender equality and equity, human rights, culture, and empowerment. One of the key objectives is to empower youth to harness their potential and increase self-employment, productivity, and competitiveness. The AYuTe Africa Challenge, therefore, complements this commitment and is in alignment with our legal and policy frameworks. You all know that the recently concluded national census in Uganda indicated that we have a very youthful population. 73.2 of our citizens are below the age of 30. This demographic imperative presents both a significant challenge, the challenge of unemployment, and a tremendous opportunity. This figure represents a pool of untapped potential that can drive our nation towards prosperity if properly harnessed. And I'm saying if properly harnessed. We need to harness these numbers. 73.2% below the age of 30 also indicates a high dependence ratio. But also, left untapped, this can be a security menace. So it's imperative for all of us to do everything possible to harness this demographic imperative, to be able to gain from this high population explosion. Our population has been growing at 3% per annum. The bad news is that 56% of all the pregnancies in this country is unplanned. People just get pregnant anyway. 24% is from teenage pregnancy. The poor are producing more than the rich. The uneducated are producing more than the educated. And therefore, we are getting poverty which becomes so intense in certain populations, and it comes to stay. And we are saying we are not stopping anybody to produce, but produce only when you can, and produce the number of children you can afford to look after. Oftentimes, people say in the Bible, Genesis says, multiply and fill the world. They were not talking to you, individual engineer, that it must be you to fill the world. They were talking to all of us that if William, as a country director, he can at least afford 5. But me, Mondo, a small commissioner, maybe I can afford 2. Let me go for 2. Maybe you can afford 1. Produce 1. No, produce according to our ability to harness, to look after the children that we bring into the world. It's not Mitch to look after your children. Mitch has his burdens. He has his problems. And if God himself produced only 1 son, who are you to say I want to produce 10? And that son, by the way, did that son produce any child? So, if you cannot afford, don't produce. It's also okay. It's also okay not to produce. Because the world is not short of people. We are now 45 million Ugandan. So with your production or not, we are still okay. So don't say you are doing anybody a favor by producing out of your range. Produce only if you can afford. This gentleman has taught me so many things in Uganda. One of them is a proverb in Uganda that says, Sirina chendia, ngongamba na muzembwa. So if you cannot support yourself, why do you bring another child into the world? My message is clear, that let's only produce the children we can afford to look after, we can afford to nurture, we can afford to harness, we can afford to educate, we can afford to provide health and everything that there is. We are talking about quality population. We are not talking about quantity. Many of you know a man in Utaleja called Musa Hasasha, who has produced 102 children. And now he's asking government to help him. When he was having his fun, he didn't invite government. Now that he has 102 children out of 12 wives, he comes around and says, government yenyambi. But now, let's be sincere. Government na umukirekeko. Waliwe bintu yetukola nga tebisaanidde. The AYuTe Africa Challenge is timely as it offers younger innovators the platform to turn their ideas into impactful solutions to challenges of smallholder farmers. This initiative aligns with our government's commitment to fostering conducive environment for innovation and entrepreneurship. By supporting our youth, we are investing in the future of Uganda, the future of the world, the future of Africa, the future we want to see, a better future. And this starts with us. Making a better future starts with us. Not anybody else. It's you and me to make the future that we want to see. To make the country Uganda continue to be the pearl of Africa. This country was christened by Sir Winston Churchill in 1906, the pearl of Africa. You may ask yourself, what have you done to make it even better? Have you made a contribution? Mark Twain, an American poet and author, says that the world does not owe you anything, since the world was here before you. But we have a duty as citizens of the world to make the world better. And one of the ways of making the world better is through innovation, is through creativity, is through thinking outside the box or throwing away the box. Thinking and thinking and thinking. The question you may ask yourself, am I thinking? Am I relevant? am I harnessing the environment? If you died today, what would the world miss? Or if you are not born at all, what would the world miss? Of what significance are you apart from eating? Which is a good thing to do. Yes, you create market for food, but then what next? If you died, what would you like us to write on your tombstone? You know, sometimes the ministers in church get trouble if they are burying somebody who has made no contribution. You start lying. You say, here is a man, he has been so good. But good doing what? Substantially, we must all contribute towards making the world better. And I dare not listen to anybody who says, I'm too young to make a contribution, to make a difference. There is a man who lived about 2,000 years ago. I always say the best revolutionary I have ever met. I didn't meet him. I met him through the writings. He started his revolution at the age of 12. Now, if you are here and you are below the age of 12, put up your hand for recognition. Aha. None of us is below 12. So if that man made his revolution 2,000 plus years ago at the age of 12, that's when he was found in the synagogues with the teachers of the law. And up to now, people kneel every morning to say, Jesus, Jesus Christ. Some people sleep in church praising the man. So if you are above 12, you have a duty, you have a responsibility to do something, to innovate, to think. What have you thought about? We see so many things happening the same way. Innovation. People build houses for what? That's the square, whatever. Who says every house must have 4 sides? What if my house is just without any? Everybody builds a house and puts a garage. At least in my village where I come from. Even somebody who has no hope of buying a car puts a garage, a provision for a garage, because the other one, Mitch built, and so he put a garage. And then they start keeping soya bean, they start picking, pancakes. Since I was a child, I've been eating pancakes. Same chapati, same way. People here, even buying cars, he buys a car because William drives a Noah, he also buys a Noah. Even when he has no child. Then you say, who is going to sit in the Noah? Noah is supposed to be a family car. In the suburbs where some of us live, I stay somewhere in Chira, you find a kiosk. Somebody has put a kiosk today. Within a week, there are about 5 kiosks, all of them selling the same stuff. Are we thinking? Or are we simply copycats? Are we innovating? Innovation, innovation, innovation. The things we enjoy, they were created by some people. They innovated them. Are we innovating today? That's the challenge. That's the challenge. Are we worthy continuing to live in this world? The agriculture sector remains the backbone of our economy, employing over 70% of the population. However, this sector faces numerous challenges, including climate change, limited access to technology, and inadequate infrastructure. The solutions developed through the AYuTe Africa Challenge will address these issues by leveraging technology and innovative thinking to enhance agricultural productivity and therefore job creation across the entire value chain. Yesterday, it rained for about 1 hour or 2 hours. And Entebbe Road was cut off from around somewhere. And I was thinking, isn't there an innovation where this water would have been tracked and that water used in the agriculture sector. Kampala, it rains for 1 hour, 2 hours, is flooded. But the water is needed for agriculture. And after a very short time, we are complaining, you know, it's so this has happened. The younger men and women who are here, think for us. Innovate. Why should all that water go to waste? You find the agriculture sector at a certain point in time in the cattle corridor, the people in the cattle corridor are pouring milk because it's in excess. How do we turn around this milk into yogurt, into other things? Matoke. You go to Western Uganda and the other parts of Uganda, and you find a bunch of matoke at 3,000 shillings. 3,000. I heard about an industry in Western Uganda where they are turning matoke into powdered matoke, but that is also not working at the speed that we would have expected. As a government, we want to see the young people, especially the educated, being a solution to the problems in their communities, and not a problem to the communities. We want young people to be able to identify any problem and know that every problem in the community is a business idea. Turn around the problem into a business idea and be able to earn from that business idea. Education acquired must position you to be wealth creators and not guzzlers of wealth. In life, you must remember that you are only as important as the problems you can solve. Your relevance places you on top of the podium and creates society recognition. I want to urge you to be leaders without title that are harbingers of change. You must be the change you want to see. Be relevant and struggle to make a difference and leave a legacy at the end of the day. A footprint. Don't just pass through the world. Do something. Have you done something? If you disappeared from your community, would the community miss you? I want to commend Haifa International and our partners for spearheading this initiative. Your efforts are pivotal in equipping our youth with the skills, knowledge, and resources they need to succeed. The focus on agriculture and digital innovation is particularly commendable, as it aligns with our national development goals and the broader agenda of food security and economic growth enshrined in the National Development Plan 3, but also going on to National Plan 4. To the young innovators participating in this challenge, I encourage you to seize this opportunity. Your creativity and determination are the driving forces that will shape the future of our agricultural sector. Remember that every great innovation begins with a single idea. Your contributions can make a significant difference, not only in your communities, but across the entire nation, region, and globally. Think beyond this small, beautiful country and conquer the region. When talking about competition, don't think about competition within the boundaries of Uganda. Know about the integration that we are one East African community. We are also under the United Nations. So don't think about competing just locally. Then you become local. Be intentional in becoming international. Compete with the entire world. Because the world is flat now. It has been made flat by technology, and so we talk about a global village. And so in terms of competition, don't think your village is enough. When you become, so big in your village and you think you are so big, but there is a bigger space. There is the country, there is the region, there is global. So think locally but act globally to be able to be relevant and to be able to survive in this competitive world. In closing, I would like to reaffirm the government's commitment supporting initiatives that empower our youth and drive agricultural innovation. I believe that together we can build a brighter, more prosperous future for Uganda. And I look forward to witnessing the remarkable innovations that will emerge from this challenge and the positive impact they will have on our society. Dr. Mish has been emphasizing the issue of building partnerships. And Zig Ziglar, one of the management gurus, says that your network is your net worth. It is important to network. It's important to learn from each other. It's important to know when you don't know and to strive to learn from those who know. And pay any price to live in the company of people who know better than you do. Don't make them your enemies. You know, Mish is a great director of ceremonies, and you hate the man. Just learn a skill from him, and also go and practice and do, but be yourself, because you cannot be Mish. Be Mondo, and Mondo be Mondo, Mish be Mish, and William be William. But borrowing a thing or two isn't a bad idea. But what you do, akusinga omuchawa, omuwalana. You will not become him. We can only have one Haifa country director. You will not be the country director of Haifa until William takes on another route. So just love each other and learn to learn from each other and be in the company of people who encourage you, and run away from people who discourage you. There are people who always are going to tell you that's impossible. Impossible is an illusion of a weak mind. Things are possible. I urge you to have a positive mindset, to believe in yourselves, change from a mindset of can't to one of can, from impossible to possible. Impossible is simply an illusion of weak minds. Remember, in life, we don't always get what we want, but we get what we work for. Focus, commitment, and dedication will take you there. You need to have a roadmap for your life, a goal for your life. Zig Ziglar again says that if you don't know where you want to go, all roads will lead you there. If you don't know where you want to go, every road will lead you there. But also know that things don't happen. J.F. Kennedy says, things don't happen. Things are made to happen. It's you to make the things happen, not anybody else. Others can come and push you, support you. By the end of the day, it's you and you alone to define your destiny. And remember, your background does not define your destiny. Don't tell us, you see, I come from a very poor family. You see, in my clan, nobody has even ever bought a bicycle, so I cannot even think of buying a car. That's nonsense. Everybody has his history. But our history does not define our destiny. It's our resolve. It's our decision. It's our targeting. It's our focus that will determine where we have to go. And finally, Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs says, it's people who are crazy enough to think that they can change the world who do. It is people who are crazy enough to think that they can change the world who do. It is people who are crazy enough to think that they can innovate who innovate. It's people who think outside the box that make great things and hope the world to transform. Now, I want to urge you also never to give up. And ask yourself, if not me, then who? If not now, then when? I want to thank you, and I want to remind you, all the young people here and the old people, that every year we mark and celebrate International Youth Day on 12th of August. We shall be marking and celebrating International Youth Day on 12th August once again in Soroti City. Soroti City, that's where we will be, under the theme Skills Development for Enhancement of Youth Opportunities. Skills Development for Enhancement of Youth Opportunities. Thank you once again, and I want to wish all participants the best of luck in the AYuTe Africa Challenge Uganda 2024. And I do, on behalf of government, declare the AYuTe Africa Challenge Season 3 officially launched. For God and my country, thank you very much for your kind attention.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Commissioner, Youth and Children from the Ministry of Gender, Labor and Social Development, Mr. Mondo Chateka. Round of applause to him. You know, I don't think, Mr. Mondo, we could have gotten a better representative from the government who is, first of all, as dexterous in terms of insights. I love your analogies. Me, the one which I think touched me the most was the one where we want to go out there and make an impact on the population, and we are having 10, 15, 20 kids. So who are you to start asking for the government to help you, yet you didn't ask for help when you were making the children? So me, I'm also going to focus. I'm going to work hard. I have 2 children now. I want to increase just a little, but I have to make sure that the wallet is substantial. So these are the important things. So how are you going to do that? You're going to leverage on one of the sectors that people did not see and see the potential in. Globally, agriculture has a value of close to $4.5 trillion. The question is, what are we doing to take advantage of that sector? As the youth, as people who now see opportunity, what can we do? So before I close up, one of the challenges I think which we had was that we've been moving at such a fast speed, we haven't had a chance for people to ask questions. So I'm going to give a chance for us to open up and just ask maybe 2 or 3 questions from this side and from that side. Just quickly stand up and say, hi, this is my name. I'm from this organization. I have a question maybe for Issa. I've got a question probably for William, for Mr. Mondo, or even for you, Dr. Mitch. Just quick questions, and then we'll close out. We have an opportunity for you to actually experience the expo at the back. We've got some of the past winners and some of the entrepreneurs showcasing what they have been up to over the last couple of years. So I'm going to have the microphone. So there's a lady at the back, then I'll come back here. So, so quickly just tell us your name, your organization, and a quick question.
Thank you so much. My name is Nasalihuda Tamale. I'm representing Linton Packaging, which is a sustainable packaging company. During the presentation about the eligibility criteria for application, I think I missed something. After recording the video that we were told about, then how does HAIFA access that video?
That question actually should go to Issa, but I'll tell you, there's a number which they're going to display on the screen. So Issa, if maybe you could just go back to the slide. There is a WhatsApp number which you send the video to. Am I totally correct?
Totally correct.
Do you want to give me a full-time job now with HAIFA International?
We are still evaluating you.
Okay, let's move on. Move on. Let me move to the next question. Is there anything else which probably people might want to know? Just to highlight quickly about that process, Isa? You might want to just go back through it quickly afterwards, so in case anybody has forgotten it.
Thank you, Dr. Mish. I'm Dr. Grace Kamlegeya from Makerere University. And my question is just around what happens after the innovation and the traction that you get. I'm trying to look at that space where we, the investors, come and take part of the pie so that you can grow as a viable business. What I've seen is that, yes, you create these innovations, you validate them, but then you're still short of capital to help you scale these innovations into bigger businesses. And that's where the gap for angel investors and VCs come from. Now, my question goes to Mr. Mondo, just around the government doing to attract angel investors and venture capitalists into these viable innovations that have been created in setups like this. Thank you.
Okay, so Mr. Mondo, I'll have that question for you. I'd like to take 2 more questions so we have the Q&A session wrapped up once and for all. Quickly, just tell us your name, your organization, and your question.
Thank you so much. And my name is Jennifer Oyuru from MAIF. MAIF is Ministry of Agriculture. Thank you so much. I would want to understand how the awareness is created for other youth outside there who are not able to know about this launch on the media or on any other form of communication. How are they getting the information? Because I believe for sure there are other innovators who are silent outside there, but they are not aware of this thing happening. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Very interesting question. I think that question, I will hand it over to Isa. You are in charge of that program, so take note of those questions. I'm taking 2 more questions.
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. My name's Harley Walter. I'm the Executive Director for King of King Multi-Investment and Consultancy Firm based in Kitgum. I'm glad to be in this very amazing AYuTe African Challenge. I have a concern when our big man is opening this and giving a launch above agriculture as a backbone of this country. But to me, members, I feel it shouldn't just be a backbone, it should be an oxygen of this country. Because you can break your backbone, but you can still live. But oxygen is what drives everybody. You cannot stay without oxygen for a minute. So agriculture serves so many sectors, and I feel the government should prioritize it by giving enough capital to support these innovators. Youth have innovation, but there are 4 factors of productions that we need to interhit. One of it is capital, which is derailing our youth who are in the innovations. So I appeal to the government, let us scale down TAS AYuTe Africa Challenge down to other hub countries. Let us open and give them a way so that they also access these opportunities. Lastly, I wanted to find out from you, my big man, whether these technologies is in a plan of government to support majorly the women who are now suffering on issue of malnutrition. Food insecurity and malnutrition is real. There are so many factors that eating good food could solve even in health department. Our education sectors is failing because of poor nutrients in our body because of malnutrition. So if we could improve on this sector, it will solve so many problems. So I wonder whether the government have a good plan as far as UNAP 2 is concerned. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you. I'm taking only 2 more questions. Name, organization, and question.
Thank you. Paul Kansim is my name from Makerere Unipod, and an entrepreneur innovator into Ravencock Wines. So my question goes, or my inquiry, or my request goes to the commissioner. He talked of the 12th youth celebration, and I'm requesting for a space to exhibit my products. Thank you.
That's a good one. Very good one. Always take advantage of opportunities. You never know, they might not come back. Final question?
Good morning, everyone. My name is Juliet Nakawes, and I'm the founder and CEO of Rescue Make, a mobile application that connects a certified trusted mechanic to a person who has encountered an automotive breakdown. So right now we are into development. We are developing the application, the website, and a web app. I don't know, it's not generally a question, but in my mindset, I'm not a degree holder. I went at Refactory for the software development and groundbreak organization, Talents, an organization that sponsors ladies between 18 and 25 into the line of technology. But I would say I'm a problem solver. When I find a problem, I always look for a solution, even in my own life. So it's not a question, but this is something that goes out to each and every one of us right here, that when you find a problem and you need to solve it, don't center it here. Like most of us think that every opportunity is around Kampala, and you forget your area. You keep building a product, you start around here and here and here, not knowing that you come from Mbarara, you come from Wakiso, there's a problem that has to be solved, and it's the same problem you're solving. So fighting competition is going to come in when you go back to your community, start right from there, grow from your community, Kampala will find you, right? So the mobile application that I'm coming up with, I'm setting it up from my home area. So I'll come from Wakiso, go to Kampala, go to Mbarara, go to Hoima. I'm not going to be here in Kampala because the competition that is here in Kampala is high. But how am I going to solve it? That's what the minister talked about. Like, you're looking at a problem, but finding a solution, you have to look at different ways. Thinking outside the box means look for different solutions from different areas and find a way on how you can come up with a solution. Someone said that there are so many youths that are coming up with so many different innovations and they're not getting to get aware of what's happening. You know, technology is just growing within Uganda, right? But not so many people that are aware of technology. And us who are having the opportunity that we know technology, we're not taking the advantage, or we are not taking that initiative of creating that awareness that technology can do this. Because that's the reason why I'm saying you need to go back to your community, create that awareness, tell them how technology can improve their businesses. Tell them how can they use that mobile application, someone to sell his or her product to Kenya. Tell them that you can use this phone of yours, this smartphone, to post your product over WhatsApp, over your WhatsApp status. You can use your TikTok not just to watch those videos, but post your product that you're selling, right? So if you're here and you're from Wakiso, you've gotten the opportunity to be here. We are going into for the weekend. Let's not have a weekend and then just sit down and watch Netflix. Go back to your community, tell those people of yours and tell them, you people, I got this. This is the link. You're having your project here. It's a Pigari project. It's a good one. Let's go for this, right? That's what we have to do. We don't have to sit and wait for these links to reach the people. It's you to take this opportunity to those people. But when you sit on those opportunities, when you sit on that money that the government provides, when you sit on that money that Haifa International is providing, nothing is going to change. We are still going to cry of poverty. We are still going to cry of we can't find opportunities, we can't find jobs. You're having a community where someone can find a job and you're seated. You're not giving a chance someone to find that opportunity. So I urge each and everyone here, I know not all of us come from Kampala. Please go back to your communities, share the knowledge, tell the people to, yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Let's wait. Is she an innovator or is she a politician? Both, huh? Let's give her a big round of applause, huh? Mr. Mondo, your job is in trouble. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think we've had all the questions and we have the right people in the right places to answer those questions. But at the same time, I'd like to take special notice of Mr. Joseph Oki, who is a representative of the Directorate of the Agriculture Extension Services at MAIF. Let's give him a big round of applause. I want to just give you a few moments just to greet us and to give us hope that we are doing the right thing and investing in agriculture and, first of all, innovation in agriculture is the right thing. This is the right time.
Yes, thank you very much, Dr. Mitch. Correction, the name is Joseph Oke.
Another person from the United States of up country.
Thank you very much. I recognize protocol, Mr. Commissioner. It is coincidental that I am standing here at such a point, probably to bring reconciliation. I don't know who fumbled, but perhaps we should blame Mitch because where he started was for fumblers. But unfortunately, I was also there. So I don't know.
Were you in Namnyango College?
I was in Namnyango.
Hallelujah. So another believer. Let's give him a round of applause.
But then again, Mr. Mondo also said very important things. And I also happen to have studied there. So perhaps I'm coming to bring reconciliation to this place. Thank you very much. So once again, I'm Joseph Oke from Ministry of Agriculture, Animal Industry and Fisheries. And the Ministry of Agriculture has a strategy on engagement of youth in agriculture. We are totally in line with everything that he has said. And we realize that agriculture has to be competitive. When you talk about competition, it brings energy, youthful energy, innovation, competition in the marketplace. You cannot compete unless you have an energy that is innovative. And that is the place of agriculture. Believe in engaging youth to take agriculture to the next level. If the youth are not involved, our policies, our strategies, all our papers are what they call potea. It is a waste of our time. All our efforts just go to waste. So we are proud of you, the youth. We are proud of your innovations, and we believe you're going to take agriculture to the next level. Thank you very much. I'll not say much more. All the rest that I needed to say has been said by Mr. Mondo. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, big round of applause to Mr. Joseph Oke, Poyatek. All right, so questions now must be answered so that we can close out. Issa, I'm going to give you the opportunity to address a few of the challenges which were raised. I'll then hand over to Mr. William to address maybe anything which he thinks needs to be addressed, and then finally we'll close out with our guest of honor, and then we'll have a vote of thanks, and we'll close out.
Yeah, thank you, Mitch, and colleagues, thank you so much for the questions. I'll just answer one. I think there was clarity, or someone was seeking clarity on where they can channel the video to. And I'd requested the gentlemen who are handling the visuals to put that. There's a WhatsApp, so you'll take a 2-minute video explaining what your innovation is all about. And you should be in the space where the innovation is so that you can be able to demonstrate it. And also talk about how it is going to solve the challenges of smallholder farmers. 2-minute video sent to a WhatsApp number that is right on the screen. The other avenue where you can share your application is on our dedicated AYuTe.Africa/Uganda link. You go in there, you'll find another sub-link which will give you a Google form, and then you'll be able to put in a few details about your innovation, and the team will be able to get in touch with you. Those are the two major avenues. Second question came in about, they wanted a clarification on how are we involving other innovators who may not be within the room here or within Kampala. So we are running a media campaign, as I mentioned. We have quite a very big media team here, Nation Media, Vision Group, and so on. Print, TV, radio, social media. We are going to dedicate the next 3 to 4 weeks to do the promo so that young people can be able to get this information. We are working with radio stations all across the country, Mega FM, Dokolo FM, Radio West, name them, will be there to talk about the challenge and try to attract these young people to participate. Yeah, but also, of course, we are also partnering with some of the innovation hubs, the universities, where we believe, that's where some of these young people are, and some of them actually have branches up country, and they'll also be helping us to reach out to the young people so that they know about the opportunity and can apply. Thank you.
All right. So, William, I'm going to hand over if there's anything you want to address, and then we'll hand over to the guest of honor.
Thank you, Dr. Mitch. I think pretty much Isaiah has addressed all the questions. But maybe just to emphasize that after we select the winners, the top winners, the 5 of them, also go to the Africa level competition. So there's an opportunity for the 5 to represent at the Africa level competition, and subsequently they can also feed into the wider ecosystem of further support for some of the renowned incubators across the world, like MTI Sol. Over. Oh, I'm handing over to Mr. Mondo to answer his question.
All right, there was a question about exhibition. Yes, we encourage as many young people as possible to travel to Soroti to participate in the exhibition. But there is a process through which you qualify to exhibit. We don't just exhibit anything. So you have to come to the ministry. We meet every Wednesday at 10 o'clock on 8th floor in the boardroom. If you come and participate in the meeting, I will guide you towards the people who are managing the exhibition. I would love to see a number of you there exhibiting. The second question was about, yes, agriculture should not be treated just as a backbone. I agree with you. Actually, we should change and say it's the oxygen. Yes, because without oxygen, even for a minute, you collapse. Backbone, you can live with a broken backbone for some time. So, country director, I think you are going to lead the crusade of changing from backbone to backbone. We have been saying backbone since I was in P0, and up now we say backbone. I think we can say, Mr. Agriculture, is the oxygen of the country, and therefore without oxygen, you cannot live even for a minute. For government to generate investment in this area, let me answer that one as a public servant. And I said that the role of government is to provide a conducive environment for the various actors, and this government has done. But we're also in the business of ensuring micro and macro physical stability, policies, and all this. But also attracting direct foreign investment in the economy. A number of foreign direct investment is coming in, although we also encourage the local investment. During functions like International Youth Day, when the younger people exhibit, many times when the president is passing by, is inspecting the exhibition, he identifies innovative projects and does come up with support towards those projects. But also via different programs of government, we are trying to see that we support the young people, including those in agriculture. And actually, I want to confirm to you that the majority of the beneficiaries of Youth Livelihood Program are in the agriculture sector via the entire value chain. but also for Uganda Women Enterprise Program, the Grow Program now, which is for business, and so many other interventions that government is putting in place are aimed at facilitating the young people to access money, to be able to invest. And where they invest is a thing of their choice. But majority of them, for now, I want to confirm they have invested in agriculture. I want to thank you, Dr. Mish. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mondo. What I'd like to do is just to request you, together with William, I'd like to request Mr. Oke, and I'd like to also request our partners. Could we have Mr. Chironde, Dr. Medad, could I have Donna? Could you kindly join us? We'd like you to sign an official document, which is I was part of the AYuTe Launch Challenge, 3rd edition, 2024. Kindly just come up as we have John Senyonga preparing to come and give us a vote of thanks. And then after that, each of you has received a lunch coupon. The ushers will guide you to where we'll have lunch from, but our commitment is absolute. I think a number of people were saying that government had a few cuts in terms of the budget. Are we really committed to investing in agriculture and innovation? But of course, if you read the National Development Plan 3 and 4, you're going to see that innovation, ICT, agriculture, these are the backbone. They form the backbone of development of this nation. And everything we are doing, and particularly now the investment that you're seeing from Hi-Fi International together with all of our partners, that is evidence that we are not just talking the talk, but we are walking the talk. So I'd like to ask Mr. Mondo, I'd like to ask William, together with Mr. Joseph, I'd like to ask our partners also, Donna, Dr. Medad, Mr. Chironde, kindly join us as we sign our document. As soon as you're finished, we're going to remove that, and we're going to have a picture just for the members of the press corps. Just, yes, as soon as you're finished, we're going to have all of you standing on the side so that we can put you on the front page of the New Vision, the Daily Monitor. You never know, we'll get a few videos also for TikTok. So all of this, let's not miss out on the opportunities. Solo, if you don't mind, you can still throw in some vibe. Vibe doesn't kill us. Mr. Mondo, we need a picture with you there. Yes, so we'll just ask you to stand right next to it, next to your signature. If you could get a couple of other pictures, but that will be the main one. Sylvester, I think if everybody has signed, if we can remove the easel, and they'll just hold the... Yes. So if we could have Dr. Medad, the Joseph, Donna, the Chironde. Wonderful, that's the picture. All right, let's give them a round of applause. The official launch of the AYuTe Challenge, brought to you by Haifa International, creating transformation in Africa for young people through innovation, through agribusiness, through grand new ideas, making our tomorrow look a lot brighter. So it's my pleasure now to give a vote of thanks. I'd like to call Mr. John Senyonga, who happens to be the programs director at Haifa International, just to give us a few closing words of inspiration. If you could just walk up to the stage and take the moment, it's all yours. Load them tune.
Thank you very much, Dr. Mitch. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a pleasure having you all this morning. To start with, we want to take this opportunity to appreciate and to thank our commissioner, Mr. Mondo. We don't take this for granted. Thank you for being and continuing to be a friend of Haifa International. And let's put our hands together to thank Commissioner Mondo. Thank you very much. And to add to that, we couldn't have had this event run in such an interesting and lively manner without having Doctor himself behind the mic. So ladies and gentlemen, let's also put our hands together and give a round of applause to Dr. Mitch. And I also want to appreciate the young people present in this room, because without you, wouldn't be here, because we are here because of you. So we want to thank our partners. This year round, we are growing big and better. We have Makerere University on the block. We have Bustema University, Mbarara University, Hive Collab. So we are so hopeful that from this third edition of AYuTe Challenge and the more challenges to come, 2025, 2026, is going to be indeed big and better because of you. And we want to appreciate you, and we want to thank the young people for continuing to embrace this challenge. And just to mention that from this year onwards, the partnership that William talked about with the MasterCard Foundation is going to amplify this challenge a bit higher. So just get ready and watch the space. So without wasting more time, I want to appreciate all of you for gracing this occasion. And I will request the team from Haifa International who are here that we put our hands together and appreciate all these members for filling up this space. Thank you very much, and may God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, John. Ladies and gentlemen, bon appetit. Go out there. If you have any friends or family, please tell them to participate in the AYuTe Challenge. Thank you. Et bon appetit. Enjoy.